Hi folks, welcome to Bad Barry's Bar. You know I'm Bad Barry and this is the bar, so come in, sit down for a couple of minutes and I'll bring you up to date with the latest stories that I've heard. And one of these was, I thought was pretty funny, and it concerns this poor old guy. He's on his deathbed in hospital. He's really very sick, and the preacher's there with him, you know, give him some help and guidance and so on. And then the old guy gasps, he can hardly speak, and he said to the preacher, pencil and paper, pencil and paper. So the preacher got a pencil and paper, and the guy wrote a little note, you see, gave it to the preacher. Preacher stuck it in his pocket because the old guy just sort of passed out. So he's trying to revive him. They call the nurses, they come in, the old guy's dead. So they have the funeral, and the preacher's at the funeral there, you know, he does the funeral service and so on. At the end, he remembers this piece of paper in his pocket. He thought, oh gosh, he gave me that note at the end. I wonder what he said. And he pulled the piece of paper out, you see. And on the piece of paper it said, "You're standing on my oxygen tube." Well, I don't know whether we should laugh at that, but anyway. Now the other one, we're sort of talking about hospitals and so on. This concerns this guy went to the hospital and he had a bear trap clamped around his testicles. So the surgeon looked at him and said, "My God," he said, "look," he said, "you've got these on." He said, "How the hell did you get this?" And the guy said, "Well," he said, "I was out in the woods," he said, "and I wanted to, answer the call of nature. So he said, I sat down by this tree," he said, "and I must have sat on this bear trap and it got me." And the doctor said, "My God, that must have been painful. I bet that's the most painful thing you've ever had." And the guy said, "Oh no, I've had worse than that." And the guy said, "Well, what was worse than that?" He said, "When the chain ran out." Christy's got a couple of stories for you, I think. So from the sublime to the ridiculous. Here we go, Christy.
All right, so I do have a little bit of advice here. If it's got testicles or tires, you're going to have trouble with it.
That's a typical women's comment, isn't it? The sort of thing you see on a woman's toilet wall, you know. What we guys have to suffer and we don't know about.
All right, and then my other joke here. So there's a jumper cable that walks into a bar, and the bartender says, "Oh, I'll serve you, but don't start anything."
You can see my cat's not impressed by our jokes. I tell you, no sense of humour, old Jason there. He's looking at me now as much to say, "Have you got any food for me?" Yeah, a duck walked into this grocer's shop, and he went up to the counter, you see, and he said, "Do you sell duck food?" And the guy behind the counter said, "No, we don't." So out the duck went. Well, the duck's back in the next day again, waddled in there, you see, and he said, "Do you sell duck food?" And the owner said, "You were in yesterday, I told you, no, we don't." So off he went. He's back in the third day. "Do you sell duck food?" The owner said, "I've told you, we don't sell duck food. If you come in here again, I'm going to staple your damn feet to the floor." So off the duck went. Next day, the duck came back in again, you see, and he looked up, he said, the owner said, "Do you have staples?" And the owner said, "No." He said, "Do you sell duck food?" I don't even know whether that one's worth telling, but we had a laugh over it. All right, folks, well, that's all for today. Stay safe. Remember, if you liked it, press the like button. If you want to subscribe, press subscribe, and then you'll get a notification when we've got the next one coming out, and we know that you really like it. If you want to contact me, please do badbarrysbar@gmail.com, or you can write comments, online here. All right, we look forward to seeing you again. Stay safe, folks. Pleasure to tell jokes to you. Bye.